I'm DJ Notsoever, and this is an article from 3/4 or more. Why does darkness feel like it has a gradient, but light either is or isn't? From the opening moments of How's That, FKA Twigs and producer Arca cast a cloud of noir onto a stage as broad as it is deep, with a firmly regal figure swaying around the centre point. Committing to a pace akin to severely laboured breathing, EP2 holds an enchanting quality that shrinks me down in my headphones whilst physically drawing me open to the point of exposure. This is not an accident. To be in two places at once is witchcraft, yet with a whispered voice, Britain's very own FKA Twigs seems to project her siren song from a backless throne while an orchestra of horns and thundering white noise clarify her dual position. She is holding above us an omnipresent view of our walk towards a trap. In a large room that echoes with snake rattles and snares from some sort of dub cemetery, submerged pseudo-orchestral pads steady us as we're guided towards FKA's insistent "how's that feel" questioning. Arriving at an abstract notion of a chorus, syncopation sits in from the periphery as violently distorted kick drums and insect chatterings allude to a quicker undercurrent than Twigs' now arcing lyrics imply. This fast twitch, slow-moving life force in FKA Twigs' output is a quality I find impossible to ignore at any given point. Whether you're aware of her prevalence as a powerhouse of dance and physical movement or not, I implore you to spend some time in the dark contorting your body to these offerings, and you might be shocked to watch yourself slip through, past, and into layers of rhythmic expression that feel so distant with lesser soundtracks. For all this music's darkness in tone, FKA Twigs' power to drive gaze towards her does not ever feel violent, and threat is completely absent under the observations of the all-seeing giants she paints above and below us. With the first track fading away in a brittle "you feel right and that's so amazing," we arrive in a murky nowhere as Pappy Pacifier's keyboard chords move in an alien glide just close enough to an organ to feel familiar. I choose to bask in the smog that permeates the low end of this record. Seemingly untamed, these rumblings are constant in both their weight and intrigue, and as we're again introduced to short vocal offerings against creaking hi-hats that would sound equally at home bouncing inside an old ship as they would ticking away on an underground trap tape. For a second, a faded painting of Bach appears as Pappy Pacifier starts taking a more recognisable song form, and darkness is flashed in colour as these rising chords aim us towards a release I desperately want. Pressing us regularly, the oversaturated chorus from which Pappy Pacifier takes its name is huge as a series of forceful commands casually speak above a battle of distorted basses, their origin pre-twisting completely unknown. Within a rainbow of darkness, it's the third track of EP2 that reflects the most light, but not by forgetting the realm of sonic fantasy we so willingly embraced. Opening with barely human vocal manipulations, Water Me stutters with no discernible pulse until a central metallic clattering is tamed down from a frantic pace to a regular clock-like tick. A poetic economy of words has two verses recite a discussion on the cost of making love, and as the simple melody repeats, I find Water Me to be almost folky in nature. This is my ballad moment of EP2. This intense record benefits subtly from this straighter jaunt by offering a brief second to breathe above the murk while permitting us a window to marvel at a background of drumless whale song, which is in fact really pretty. Ultraviolet threatens to shelter us in the warm security of well-established pop norms as Twigs shares a fragile R&B vocal moment over a spaceship synth. Leaning into a broader word count than Water Me, the backing band has a drum kit with no cymbals and a backing vocalist whose words fall out backwards. Forced to picture what such a band might look like, it feels like the surface air of Water Me starts to move further away as something resembling the darkness of the earlier tracks beckons us lower again. Surely enough, where a chorus should be, we're given a sonic nightmare, one part panic attack, one part erotic asphyxiation, with a vocal so pillow-muffled that it could be the deviant evil twin to Prince's Camille vocal experiments. The denial here is a palpable turn-on. Short-lived for the sake of those less prepared to be groped by a sea of arms, we leap unprepared onto a platform of glossy pop without a trace of irony or lack of finesse. Echoing American vocal groups from the 1990s, the panting hook of Ultraviolet is a slow jam for the ages. The slickness we enjoy deepens the darkness found at this EP's beginnings and confirms to any skeptics that the fantasy we entered was not aimless mania, but precise engineering. EP2 is FKA Twigs showing a staggering ability to toy with, expose, and manipulate our physical intrigues without ever separating them from the shapes they take in our dreamy subconscious. Each of the 4 tracks encourage movement filled with purpose, but imply in their own tone to never be restricted by fear or any pressure to conform. This is a contorting music that no doubt has snaked its way into being through FKA Twigs and Arca, tentatively peeling away a great deal of themselves to show us our own gritty cores to be beautiful in their untidiness. I applaud them for bearing so much.